Thank you so much, Jeremy, for liking the live. Hey guys, thank you for coming on. Thank you, Jeremy. How is everybody doing? All right, guys. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on. It's a beautiful day, busy day too. But we got a lot done today, including we had a green card that was approved this morning at the interview. All right, so let me see what's going on. Somebody here says, good night. I was calling your number, but no answer. When did you call, Chef Gal? Being waiting for the live. Oh, you have been. Hey, Lady Mo, good evening. You guys called this number above my head and you didn't get anybody? 850-920-3475? Really? Make sure you guys telling the truth, because if you're calling and not getting anybody, that means I may have to fire somebody. Because if you're calling and not getting anybody, then somebody needs to be fired, right? Because somebody's not doing their job, right? Right? Guys, keep tapping the screen, keep sharing the live. We're talking U.S. immigration this evening. So this morning I was pretty busy day for me. We had one person going to USCIS for immigration interview, and we had one person going to court for the master hearing. They're now scheduled for the individual hearing. And the individual hearing is scheduled for 2029. All right. So my baby father got dismissed by the court. He has no removal order or deport order, DHS motion within 30 days. Okay. So the case was filed for this. You filed to dismiss the case and it was approved. That's good. So what is the defense that he's going to be working on now? What is the relief? Hey, one done 520. Well, go on. All right, somebody here says, how long is the wait for green card after biometrics? Biometrics is no indication that you're even going to be approved for the green card. And it really depends. It depends on your case time, depends on the service center. It depends on a lot of things. Some people are being scheduled real quick for interviews right now. And others are still waiting a long time. Even though we notice that a lot of people are being scheduled for interviews, and then after doing the interviews, then they have to wait a long period of time in order to get a decision on their case. And if you go on my page, you'll see that I just did a video on something, that I've noticed recently. A lot of people who have been waiting 1, 2, 3 years and even some a couple of months on a decision on their marriage based green cards, a lot of them tend to get Congress involved. They tend to file suits against the government. And then I noticed that no, the government is responding to them in the form of NOID, NOID, which is a notice of intent to deny. And then when USCIS are, when they're doing these notice of intent to deny, they're not going simple. They're not going easy. They would have already done their research and they're coming with damning information. Okay? So I've seen noids where basically USCIS tell the person that, hey, we've reviewed public records and all sort of records, and you guys have, the spouse has this address and this other person have all of that address, and it doesn't appear as if you guys live together. And we did site visits, and when we did site visits, one person wasn't at the house, the other person was there. So stuff like that. And a lot of that is happening. And people also need to remember that whatever they say in the interview, it's on the record, right? And it's on there so that they can use it against you. And I've seen where they're using it against a lot of people. All right. I'm trying to appeal before 30 days, but why does I still has a hold on him? If the case is dismissed, you say, correct? Somebody says not having a police record, not having a police report. What should I do? What type of case are you doing, Tanisha? Hey, sir, they revoked your visa. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that they revoked your visa. Where are you located? I'm a skilled worker. Okay, where are you located? All right, somebody's asking. No, Maria, I have no updates on DACA in Texas. Somebody says, hello, I have a question about citizenship application. I applied and they received exactly October 20, okay? And what? What has happened after that? Somebody says, I'm not married. My daughter who serves in the military filed for me. Okay. But it's the same thing. Like it's the same thing. What you're not understanding is that I'm saying to you that there's no specific rule that says a week or a month after you've done your biometrics, you'll be issued a green card. And yes, even though your daughter filed for you, you're still gonna have to do an interview. They will schedule an interview for you. Okay, so he's in detention and the removal order was terminated. It was dismissed. Is that what you're saying? I don't understand. Is the removal order dismissed, terminated? That's what you're saying? No, I'm not in New York City. I'm in Georgia. I'm in Atlanta area. 128 or 100? Please let me know. I don't know what you're talking about, Bless. So if you are in removal proceedings and you got the removal proceedings terminated, it means that there's no need for you to be detained anymore, right? So when was this terminated? What happened to the lawyers? Okay, Friday. Okay. So it's not like it's a long time. I understand. Sometimes they'll say the paperwork and whatever takes time. But have you guys been calling them? What about the law team that helped you? Are you guys calling and because that happened last week with a case I heard of where they were granted cancellation of removal. The person was also detained and they let them out the same day because they kept calling. I'm located in Georgia. But it doesn't matter where I'm at, guys. It doesn't matter. Immigration is kind of federal, which means that it's, yeah, it's federal. So it doesn't mean where. It doesn't matter where you're at. I can serve you. All right. Somebody here says that I filed an I-130 application in 2022, and I'm still waiting for an approval. Okay. Who's filing for who, King? If a husband asylum is granted, can his wife and children or in EOIR get asylum too? If the wife and children were on the petition, yes, they can, right? If they were on the petition as derivatives. Okay. All right, so your dad filed free from 2022 and nothing yet. Yes, it's a lengthy process. You might be you sound as if you're over, well, you look as if you're over 21. So it may take up to maybe even 10 years or a little less. So it takes a long time. Where are you located, inside or outside of the US? We're having Black Friday sale on consultation is $67. That's the discounted rate. What happens if my spouse died before my filing? Then you might still be able to file as a widow. You can call the number right now. Nothing is possible. And if you call the number, someone will answer your call and get you on my calendar. It's $67 currently to get on, okay? You can literally call the number above my head right now and someone will answer you and get you on the calendar. 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Okay, you've been in and out of the US. Okay, understood. Yeah, so it will take some time. All right. Somebody says here, what if my husband get in trouble and didn't put my paperwork in? Well, it depends, Kimlee, it depends. Whatever trouble did your husband get in? So I would say to you, for example, you might need to book a consultation because we might need to discuss, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue the filing? What's going on? Whatever trouble did your husband get into? Okay. All right. So Kimberly, I would book a consultation. So let's talk about it, right? And let's see what options are available there. Someone says my green card process is taking 1 year plus. It's showing 8 months left, but how long is it really? It's typically anywhere from 6 to 18 months normally. 6 to 18 months, but it can last a little longer, sometimes up to 24 months. Okay. Somebody says, been 3 months, I passed my interview, marriage based, and had an asylum case. Why is it taking forever? So a lot of people, they have been doing their interviews now within the last 1 to 3 months, let's say in the last 6 months, and they're still waiting on decisions on their case, okay? A lot of people. So you're not unique in this situation. Quite a few people are waiting on decisions. And so what I always, say to people is that keep putting together evidence to show proof of bona fide marriage. So in the event they send you an RFE, you're annoyed, you can quickly respond to it, okay? Because I've also seen some people who they have waited some time to send them a decision, they later on come around and send annoyed or something of that sort. So if I were you and I'm waiting on a decision, I would not just sit and wait. I'd start putting together additional evidence to show proof that my marriage is legitimate, okay? Please let me know what about my test. They receive October 20. Go ahead and study the 120 and 128 questions, please. Just to clarify, husband will want to file and add his wife and children who are now in EOIR. Yeah, so I'm saying if you're a family, more than likely if you're filing an asylum claim, you would add your wife and children on there as derivatives, right? I will call tomorrow morning 8 a.m. CT. That's fine. That's fine. All right, somebody says you filed asylum about 3 years ago and you check and you see your status is not available online. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. Keep checking it to make sure. But sometimes the system malfunctions, okay? Wagwan, Mari. All right, somebody. Yeah. So definitely. So again, if you are one of those persons who have done your interview and you're waiting some time on a decision, if I were you, I would start putting together evidence to show proof that my marriage is legitimate. Because, as I've said, I've seen a lot of people in that type of situation, and what they're getting is noise. They're getting noise. And two, some of the noise are rough. Others are simpler, but some are rough. Okay? And when I say rough, I mean USCIS really went ahead and they investigated the situation. All right. And so you really want to make sure that you're putting evidence to show that your marriage is legitimate. All right. Somebody says, so does the EOIR drop the cases of the wife? No, they don't drop the cases. All right. Somebody says, what does it mean? What does it mean that your fingerprint have been applied to your asylum case? So if they already have fingerprints for you, they would not redo the fingerprints. So for example, sometimes you filed for a case before and they've taken your fingerprints, or you had come in contact with them, they've taken your fingerprints, and so now you apply for something else. That's all they're going to do. They're going to apply your fingerprints. They're not going to redo fingerprints. In some cases they redo, in other cases they don't. Somebody says your master calendar hearing judge is gonna be, yes, it's gonna be the same judge, more than likely. Right? That's going to be the same judge you will have for individual hearing. Now, the difference between a master and an individual is that in the master calendar hearing, the court is typically crowded. And then for the individual, it's just you, your attorney, and your attorney, and the judge and the opposing lawyer. I've seen cases where even right now, not even family members they want to allow in to some of these hearings. Okay? And in the individual hearing, this is where the merits of your case will be decided upon. So this is where you'll be able to present all the evidence to support your case. So those police records, those medical records, the witness statements, the psychological report, all of those things you will now be able to present in the individual hearing. And that's where the judge, guided by the law, will make a decision on your case. Okay? Somebody says, so if you don't drop, will you work on us as the attorney to drop cases? I don't understand what you're asking, but if you want to talk to us one-on-one, the number is above my head, 850-920-3475. Somebody says, how can I find their approval rating? You can research them. Find their name and research them. But you see, you're worried about the wrong thing, really, because you're worried about the judge's approval rating. Instead, you should focus on making sure that you're ready for your case, making sure that you have the evidence you need to support your case, making sure that you have your witnesses that you're going to be using, making sure you have an attorney, making sure you are rereading your personal statements, making sure you're doing your psychological evaluation, making sure that you are prepared for any questions that may be asked in your hearing that you can answer. All right. That's what I would do if I were you. I would not be focused with the judge's approval rating, because I will go and see that the judge's approval rating is 5%. And then guess what? I lose weight because you can't decide who your judge is. Remember that. All right. Somebody says, when DS-260 is filed, does the police report needs to be sent off together? Not together, but it also needs to be uploaded, the police report. So that's one of the first things that we typically tell people to go and get once they get their approval. Somebody says, I'm a permanent resident living in the US. Can I file for my wife in Jamaica? Yes, you can. God Penny, how are you doing? Good evening. Thank you so much for coming on. Somebody here says, please talk about the PAUSE Act. Will it pass? When will it be? Listen, if it's not already law, then I won't waste time to talk about it. I'm sorry. Thank you, Jay, and your team got my green card approved 4 months or less. Well, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. You got your green card approved on the spot. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for deciding to have worked with us. I know you have seen a lot of people out there, and you chose us, and you say every single penny. You definitely think it was worth it. And listen, I know it was tiring. I know it was. Sometimes you might have been frustrated because we wanted to be on your calendar every week because we were preparing for this interview. But guess what? We were successful. And so, we're proud of you. We're happy for you. And I'll see you in Jamaica for Christmas. Can I use my Jamaican passport to fly domestically? Yes, the TSA does recognize your foreign issued passport as a real ID, and so you're able to use it to travel domestically. Somebody says, so the police report will be asked for after the DS-260. So the petitioner has to upload some stuff, right? Like the A64 and the supporting documents, and then you have to do the DS-260 and your supporting documents. And so once all the documents are uploaded from both parties, that's when you will become documentarily qualified, right? And then after that, then it's time for medical and interview. All right. Can an expired visa apply for asylum? Yes. Anyone can apply for an asylum once you fit in the category for an asylum. So anyone can apply for an asylum. You don't have to be on a current visa in order to be able to apply for an asylum. Guys, if you're joining me, help me to tap the screen. We're trying to go to 10K likes. All right, we're not being too pushy tonight. 10K likes. If you could just help me to tap the screen to get there. Somebody says, I don't know what's the first step to take to start filing for her. I need some guidance. Okay. All right, so here's the thing. You can reach out to us and we can help you with this. Or my numbers above my head is 850-920-3475. Or you could just send us a direct message by clicking the message that's pinned on the screen. And then we could book you a consultation. It's $67 or a Black Friday sale. And then we could talk about it. We would look at all the things that you would need. We'll guide you through the process. You could pay us to do it for you. A lot of people find a lot of confidence in doing that or comfort in doing that because we get it done. All right? Come on, guys. Let me just tap the screen. We're trying to go to, as I said, where am I trying to go? 10K likes. All right? But so yes, so we're extremely happy for those, that wonderful couple that worked with us and got their green card approved this morning. And again, as I said, we also was in court today. Individual hearing is scheduled for 2029. That's 4 years from now. And so this person has 4 years. You know how much things you can do in 4 years? You can date and get married and file and get an I-130 approved in 4 years. You can work 2 jobs, 3 jobs in 4 years and save $150,000 in 4 years. So there's a lot that you can do in 4 years. So imagine you have your individual hearing in immigration court in 4 years. Imagine, you know that 4 years from now is when you have your individual hearing. If that were me, I would be working 2-3 jobs and I would be saving. Okay? And so I would save. I would even build back a house in my home country. Okay? I'll build back a nice house in my home country. If it's even 1 bedroom and a bathroom, like a studio with a kitchen or whatever, I'll do that. Or if you want to be fancy and nice, you build 2 bedrooms and your bathroom or 2 bathrooms and your kitchen and your living. That's what I would do. So I'd build that and then I'd also save. Okay? I would also save because here's the thing. If 4 years from now, I go to court at my individual hearing and the court decide that they're not going to approve my asylum and they're not going to grant me withholding or CAT and they're going to order me removed, I would be unhappy, but I would not be too unhappy because here's why. I have already built a house that I can go back to and I had some money saved. And I'm saying if you have 4 years, I think you can safely save at minimum $100,000 in 4 years. If you do like 2 jobs and, or even the 1 job and gigs, you can definitely do that. And I'm talking about someone who has like a work authorization and stuff like that. I think you could do that. Guys, what are your thoughts? Tell me if I'm talking rubbish or not. Let's have the conversation. Let me know if I'm talking rubbish or I'm making a little sense. Just comment in the chat for me, please. I've ADIU. Just interact with me. Just let me know if I'm making sense or not. I'm saying if you are in court and you have 4 years from now, you could do a lot. You could save a lot. You could build. You could do a lot with 4 years. Thank you, guys. So giving the individual, a hope. You said giving the individual a hope of disapprove. I don't understand. Are you close to Florida? I can have her fly up as she has a visiting visa. Oh, if disapprove. Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So if you're not approved, right? You don't feel hopeless. Like I know people right now that if they were to be ordered removed tomorrow, me not take them, I will go back home with $500. They don't have that much. You understand? Because a lot of people, their priorities kind of get a little different. A lot of people, when they're foreign, it's about buying the most expensive shoes and the jewelry and the clothes and the electronics, right? Because they believe so they must look good. And I agree with you. You must look good. Because if you're that foreign and you're working a cool and hot, because when it hot, a foreign, it hot too, and you are making money, definitely you must look good. But you can't look good and broke. I believe you can't look good and broke. That, in my opinion. Somebody says, can I cash up or is that? Yeah, you can. He's just been realistic. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what I'm doing. I'm being realistic. But a lot of people will not do none of this that I'm saying. Can I seek asylum with visitor visa? Yes, you can. A lot of people will not do none of this that I'm doing. I've told you guys before on this platform, when I just got a work permit years ago, I said, yes, you can, Chef Gal. I did say that. When I just got a work permit here, I was doing 3 jobs. And from one of my jobs, it was a gas station job. I did it for maybe 3 years or so. I made a lot of money from it because I was in Florida at the time. They were paying me $22 an hour. you weren't really seeing that anywhere, much as a gas station. And I was able to save money from the gas station for the deposit for my house. And then when I was doing it, that was my plan. I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy a house for myself, because I've always been ambitious, right? And I said I was gonna buy a house for myself, and this one that I'm working is going to be the money that I'm gonna pay as my deposit. And that was money that I used for the deposit for my house. It was because I planned for it and I saved for it. Yeah, the type of house I decided to get many years after, it needed more with all that I was doing, but that's what I did. So for those people, I know people here who have work permit and they're not working. Like, me know people there, like, them workless. You have work permit and you sit down workless. Like, me know people like that. Thank you, Brown Boss, for the hat. How much was my deposit? Overall, I needed to have brought $45,000 to closing. And I'm being transparent. I needed to have brought $45,000 to closing. All right. Hey, CEO, CC. Can I ask a ballpark about how much you charge to do husband and wife filing? It depends. It really depends, right? Because we offer two types of service. One, whether you want to have an attorney on the case, and one if you don't want an attorney on the case. And it DM me and I tell you. DM me and I tell you. So it says, is the DHS the same for master hearing and individual? No, not in all cases. All right, in some cases you may have a DHS counsel that you may have multiple masters, and it's a different DHS counsel every time. All right, but for individual, typically if one person is assigned, that one person kind of stays on the case. Well, and that's what I've seen. All right, but yeah. So I know I said all of that, and I was talking about the fact that we have some workless people in our foreign, because and then here's another set of workless people too. You have some workless people in our foreign where them want for they in a certain city and them want for they in a certain situation. Some people that find there, they don't want to work, they want people to mind them. Guys, if you're agreeing with me, tap the screen, please. Trying to go to 15k likes. You have some people that find don't want people to mind them, they don't want to work. Because as much as whatever the situations may be with whatever is going on in a foreign, there are still cities, there are areas that you can actually go and get a job without having a work permit. There are areas in Florida, there are areas in Alabama, there is South Carolina. There's just so many areas. Missy people all have living job and I get $900, $1,200 a week, and then I have no paperwork, And some people, like I said, them don't want them to work there. And I've seen people taking these jobs and they make their money and then put their money to good use. You see what I'm saying? So we have to understand, it's not our place, and at any time, we can be asked to leave. Like right now, the government is asking people to leave, and should we not leave, then them I say, all right, we're going to leave with force, right? And the reality is some of us cannot leave because what are we going back to? You understand what I'm saying? So back to the workless people, then we have the work permit them and not use them. There's a lot of people out there with one work permit, and them would really go work hard with the work permit, and they're the ones that can't get it. But are the ones that might get it. Somebody says, how much should I deposit for my asylum? Well, the government, they charge $100 for the asylum application, and you're asking how much you will have to deposit to me for the asylum. Look, well, let's talk about it. Send us a message, 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Someone says, because in detention, they are forcing them to sign papers. Even that too. but they should know not to sign anything. All right, when you talk to them, let them know don't sign nothing. Don't sign anything unless your lawyer review it and your lawyer says yes, it is okay. Review it, explains it to you, and tell you that it's okay to sign it. Otherwise, you don't sign anything. My daughter need a work permit right now. See, how can I pay for the consultation? Lord God, Chef Gal, you're not listening, you know? You're not listening at all. You ask me if you can use Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, all of them. I'm gonna tell you yes. I'm gonna tell you yes. Natalie said, what if they don't have a lawyer? So that's a good question, Natalie, right? If they don't have a lawyer, then the family members need to get them one. All right? The family member needs to get them one. And in the meantime, while the family member is trying to get them an attorney, they do not sign anything. All right? They don't sign anything. Me never hear cause him they call me. Oh, all right. Understood. Some says, good evening, Jay. What's up? I'm midday, you know. Tired. Today was a long, busy day, but I decided, guess what? I have to be consistent. I gotta come over here. I gotta talk with you guys. I know it's the holiday season. A lot of you are going to be traveling to your families, and that's good, right? That's good because you're going to be able to create memories, especially those of you who are doing marriage-based green cards. You'll be able to take the little picture of them. And make sure so only not just take picture with the toner alone. They want to see other people in the pictures. And here is something. I'm sorry. When you're preparing these pictures for USCIS, all right? What we typically do, we typically put like 4 or 6 pictures on a page, and then we kind of write what is going on in the picture. So we put the date, say, this is the 27th of November, 2025. This was Thanksgiving in New Jersey, and, these are the people in the photo, right? And then here's the other thing. Make sure that when you put that, your spouse know who in the photo. Because I've seen situation where one person in the interview says, oh, the wedding was just me, my spouse, family, and our friends. And list the friends' name. And then when it's time for the other spouse, that other spouse say, oh no, it was just me and the family. No friends were there. Or they ask, oh, who is this in this photo? They don't know. So y'all gotta know, all right? BB, as I said to you, we need to talk, and we need to look at your situation, and then we discuss how much you need to make your deposit down if we were to take on your asylum case. All right? Because who says we're gonna take on the case? We don't must take it, Someone says, good night. Is it normally a bad thing if you don't get an answer after your USS? It is not, all right? It is not. Typically, they'll tell you that within 120 days, they'll make a decision on the case. And if they haven't made a decision in 120 days, that's when you follow up. All right? So it's not a bad thing. Go ahead with your question. Is that Chemo Fatty 02? Go ahead with your question. Somebody says, so if a person's waiting on their green card, can they still travel to different states with the passport? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Again, TSA, they do recognize your foreign country issued passport as a real ID. As long as it's not expired, and even if it's expired for less than 2 years, they recognize it as an ID, as a real ID. All right, they recognize that as a real ID. All right, guys, keep tapping the screen and sharing the live. We're talking U.S. immigration. Again, this is an informational session. None of it should be understood as legal advice, okay? And I want to, reiterate what I said earlier about those persons who are waiting on decisions. They have done your interview already and you're waiting on a decision. It's not because you've done your interview means that it's the end of the day. You need to be putting together evidence to still show proof that your marriage is legitimate, okay? You need the evidence to put together to show that the marriage is good. So keep putting evidence together. The bank statements are still important. The pictures of all of these events coming up. Thanksgiving is still important. The pictures of Christmas is still important. So all of these things are still important. So make sure you're putting together these evidence. All right, make sure you're putting together evidence. Yes, that's exactly. Yes, that's exactly what I'm. That's exactly what I'm saying. They're still watching you. They're still, because I've seen situations where after the interview, and this is what they typically do, right? After the interview, they will send somebody from the investigative arm, HSI, to typically go and do a home visit. Okay? And the home visits are oftentimes early morning, 5:30, 5 o'clock, 6 a.m. That means they're still watching you, you know. They're still watching you. And that's typically when they'll do the house visits, right? And then here's the thing, too. Sometimes you apply for the travel document and you get it. It's actually a test, you know. Because guess what? As soon as you get the travel document, you and the boyfriend, you know, gone on vacation. And then both of you coming back and telling them, oh, we're traveling together. It happens. I've seen it happen. Believe me. Hi, my husband just got taken by ICE from his green card interview without deportation order. Okay? Does your husband have a criminal record or something of that? You would definitely need to connect with an attorney that can help you. Because now you need to look at the situation. That's, you know, what is your husband's situation? Why was he picked up at his green card interview? And then the attorney, perhaps depending on the situation, might be able to explore a bond. We have an attorney we can refer you to. If you text us 850-920-3475, we'll make the referral. All right, somebody says, yes, that's what they're doing, my cousin. You see, they came at 4:39 a.m. 4:39 a.m. They went to your cousin's house to do the site visit. And they're looking all over in the house, in the closets, in the bathrooms, in the living areas, in the bedrooms. They're looking everywhere. Over in the house, in the closets, in the bathrooms, in the living areas, in the bedrooms. They're looking everywhere. Somebody says, then came everywhere in the house. Exactly, everywhere in the house they're going to come and they're going to be checking. Everywhere in the house they're going to come and they're going to be checking. Because, again, and they do that when they don't believe you. Right? They do that when they don't believe you. You said you showed them even his toothbrush? Yeah, that's how it should be. Show them everything. I start setting up already for Thanksgiving. So, because you all know, yeah, you said you showed them even the toothbrush. Yeah, show them everything. Everything that they want, you just show it to them. And again, they typically do this when they don't believe, or when they're, most times it's when there are inconsistencies in the interview. And surprisingly, a lot of time, a lot of people have a lot of inconsistencies in their interview. And that is why when you work with our team, we make sure that we prepare you. Right? For example, the couple went for their interview this morning. We have been preparing them for the last month. We literally have been preparing them for the last month. We were meeting with them like 3 times per week. So we have been preparing them for a long time. And even when in the sessions they would, all the answers, were perfect and whatever, we were still preparing them. As a matter of fact, what we did, after a certain time, they started seeing different people coming in. So it wasn't the same persons who they started with There were days when I upped on. There were days when the attorney upped on. So, you know, they were seeing different people. Somebody says, even a Sunday. She says, even the Sunday. Look, listen, when we are committed to a job, we're just committed to a job. And so that's why when you come to us and we tell you we're going to charge you $50 million, you're going to see the worth. You're going to see it because we're going to make sure that you're ready for your interview. We're going to make sure that you're prepared. I wonder if you guys know how much I worry when sometimes you guys have even your courts and your interviews. Sometimes it's as if I am the one who is in the situation for how me worry for someone. Because sometimes me know that someone might, but I mean I don't know if it's say it. But yeah. But yeah, preparation is very important. And it doesn't matter if you're doing an adjustment to status, marriage-based green card interview. It doesn't matter if it's an asylum interview. It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. It really doesn't matter. You have to be prepared. You must be prepared for your interviews. You must be prepared for whatever it is that you're going to be doing with USCIS. Somebody says, Huz didn't work last year, but he's working this year and will file taxes January. Can he still be my affidavit? And you're going to be filing your case next year? So again, as long as he's making above the poverty level guidelines, and then there are also some new rules, as long as, the public charge rules that could be used against you. So you kind of want to look at his situation on a whole to make sure that you would not fit in the public charge. All right, so those, what did you call it? The food stamps and stuff, yeah. Somebody says, I'm paying $5,000 to the first 5 people to message me, grateful. Okay. How much have you managed to save up until now? You're asking me? You're asking me how much money have I managed to save up from I first got a work permit until this day? Oh, that's the spam thing I think I was talking to. Guys, keep tapping the screen. We're trying to go to like 30K likes right now. 30K likes. And then once I'm at 30K likes, I may allow people to come in the box and, ask questions or maybe share a story. What should we carry to the Canadian Embassy? So that I cannot help you with. We're talking U.S. immigration only. I can't help you with anything Canadian. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Last year, Thanksgiving was pretty cold. I was thinking it was going to be cold this year again because I was looking forward to, which I still can, but I was looking forward to, lighting my fireplace. I was really looking forward to it. Hey, my family in Jamaica, they're good. Them good. You know why my family in Jamaica good? Because when we come a firing, my name farm fool. Even though I did it before coming here, but yeah. It goes back to what I was saying when I was telling people when you're not fine and get local work permit on the save and build one local structure down there. Come have one local structure down there with pantry black, And Melissa ain't do it nothing. You said you get it down better now. What that mean? Yeah, man, me have a look at structure on 3 block and Melissa never do nothing. Somebody says 3 year, 1 month now and no response on the I-360. Should I be concerned? That's actually normal. I see people waiting up to 4 years. You know, I'm having a problem. The weather in Georgia is summertime, and I really want the weather in Georgia to be cooler. Somebody says, daughter filed for me, 22. Still don't get approved yet. Just got the work permit, but had a previous what? Someone says, JJ, you look refreshed. I text you, but no answer. I have to look back at it. Yes, we need snow. Lady Mo wants snow in Georgia. Come to New York. Listen, Lady Lysandra, I spent 2 months in New York. I think I did a summer month in June. Well, I was there in August and September. I left early October. I really wanted it to get cooler when I was in New York. Some days was a little chilly, and then it gone right back to summer days. And it's the same thing in Georgia right now. I'm seeing like some 86 degrees a daytime. I'm buy me coat them, you know. Well, not yeah, man. Me buy me blazer them and coat them, you know, for wear. Cause me think the place when I go be chilly. And look at me, sleeveless. Me I got public sleeveless me in a and then a sleeveless this. But yeah, you say it's cold now. Somebody says they don't like New York. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'd live in New York. I'm not sure. Not even if you... Maybe if you paid me. I'd live in New York. I'd live around in Soho, Tribeca area there. I'd live there. But only if you pay me to. Yeah. Alright. Somebody says, every Jamaican in the USA should have something in Jamaica all the time. Yeah, man. Exactly. Exactly. Every single Jamaican should have something. You said marriage case. What about the marriage case? Me put me Uggs on the other day. Oh, nice. It's too closeted, New York? Okay. New York always... Yes, New York is always happening. That I can tell you. It's always happening. Guys, I've had some restless days in New York when I was there. I can recall one night at around 2 o'clock. I was walking from 58th Street to Tribeca because I was coming from Queens, some rooftop thing, and made a drink, and they made it hungry, and I wanted to get wings, and I stopped at 50th Street to get wings, and my friend, up to today, we laugh about it because we stopped to get wings. We saw the place that was open for wings, and we thought that was open for wings, and it led us into the back of a building. And when we're in the back of a building, all we're seeing were bicycles and bikes. And then we see a lot of people doing Uber and DoorDash. And I'm like, shoot, are we in a ghost kitchen? We're in the back of a kitchen. And there was this Hispanic young lady. And she was funny. We were just laughing and stuff. And we just sat there as if we were doing DoorDash and waited until our order was done. Once we got our order, we walked down to, what Amanda Square name? Some somebody's square. We walked down there and we ate the wings, and then we walked, as I said, from 50th Street all the way back to Tribeca because we had missed the train, and we walked all the way back to Tribeca. 2 o'clock. When we reached back, it was almost like 3 to 3. Listen, If you want to get in contact with me, it's 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. We're offering sale on consultation is $67 right now, $67 until the end of the month, okay? Somebody says, I was the one with the question about daughter file, okay, in 2022 at a previous marriage that was withdrawn. Okay, and you were never placed in removal proceedings, right? Did you check to see if you were, if the, hopefully you were never placed in there. And since 2022, and it's taken a long time, your daughter, has she been following up on it for you? Perfect. And now has your daughter been following up on it for you? But yes, New York is a vibe. And on the matter of New York, I've talked about it because I know a lot of you are here from New York. A lot of immigrants are here in New York because y'all think that New York is the place to start in America, because y'all think it's easy to date in New York and get married, and it's easy to find jobs and all that. All they doing easy to New York is to do so twang. But anyways, when I was in New York, I noticed that you know New York is always happening, as they say, right? And you'd have all of these activities. For example, one of them I took keen interest in learning more about, because I wanted to talk to you guys about it. It was the Run Club. So the Run Club, right, is where a lot of young or mixed age people would go, and they would do their 5K runs or the whatever K runs in the mornings, or maybe it's an evening run, whatever it is. But I understand that the Run Club is also used as a networking or a social gathering, right? It's also used as somewhere where you can meet people and mingle. It's somewhere where single people go because they're trying to match make. That's what I understand. Because typically after you do Run Club, then, they're gonna, you in the morning, maybe they go somewhere to a bar or they grab breakfast or whatever the case may be. And then from there, somebody else want to meet up again next week and something. And so these are definitely places or things or activities that if you're in the New York area, you should consider. And you're going to tell me, you can't run, but you can walk because people are there walking too. But it's not even about the running or the walking. It's about the networking. It's about meeting the people. Because again, you cannot stay locked in your house and find the spouse that you need. You can't. And then Atlanta also has a Run Club. All of these other cities, Charlotte, all of those other big cities, they also have their Run Clubs. And you are living in these areas and you're telling me, listen, it's hard to find somebody to date. But are you really trying? It's like you have a work permit and you're not work. All right? All right. Okay, the lawyer says he's following up. Okay. I lived in New York for years. Are you still in New York now or you move, Lady Mo? Oh, because you move. You move because you're there. Where name there? Now, Georgia, you there? Guys, thank you so much for tapping the screen. But yeah, man, again, as I said, we have the sale on consultation is $67. 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. You're in Lawrenceville. That means that you're rich. That means that you're rich. Because your house in Lawrenceville, more than likely, is a 6-bedroom, 7-bath. With big, large kitchen with butler's pantry. Pool in the back. With fire pit outside. And you might have like a 3-4 car garage with a lot of driveway that you can park. I'm hearing palm trees in the front of the yard. I'm hearing green lush vegetation. That's what I'm hearing. See, Lady Mo says her son has 8 bedrooms. You see, I'm not lying. I know what I'm talking about. I literally know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Y'all see, I'm not lying. I'm not capping at all. I know what I'm talking about. Somebody says, if someone applied for asylum with his kids that are not in the US, how long those cases take? I mean, again, the asylum, right? Once the asylum is approved and the kids that are back home, you can do the 730, and I think they have a pause on that right now. All right. But you have to first get your asylum approved, and then you petition for the kids using the I-730, and of course, as we say, whatever. See it? 3-car garage. Y'all, listen. I'm not capping at all. I know literally what is going on. Lawrenceville, she said she live in now? Okay. See it? Look at the cars. Look at the type of cars that's in the yard. Me live at me live at Hampton, Toyota. I them say me can't afford me sis. But I think say me need one nice car for my birthday. And boy, the dirty tough. Louis Bennett would have said sun a shine, but things not bright. Though rain a fall, but dirty tough. It tough. Me can't afford it. I mean, no, me could have tell. 8 bedrooms, 9 bath. Yup. Floor to seal. The windows are floor to ceiling, you know. Okay. Hey, Golden Path. But yeah, man. But that's it. Also, your son lives in Dakula and your daughter live in Lawrenceville. Got it. But that's it, guys. This is how we should live when we come up foreign and we want to make something of our life. That's how we're supposed to live. All of we can't pack up in a New York. All of we can't pack up in a New York. We have to spread our wings sometimes. You understand? We have to spread our wings sometime. So all of we can't pack up in a New York. Some of we have to go move off Orlando. Some of we have to go move over Lawrenceville. Yes, Daddy, I see that you're so blessed. And as I've said, there's nothing wrong with New York. If that's where you're going to get your start, that's where you're going to get your start. You understand? Because, again, there are a lot of opportunities there for immigrants. But what I want people to understand, that that's not the only place where opportunities are at. As I've said, there are places in Alabama where opportunities are at. There are places in Florida where opportunities are at. Listen, Ohio, a lot of opportunities are over there too. I was shocked. I didn't even know that there were so much immigrants in Ohio. I've been to Cincinnati. I was shocked. I didn't know that they had so much immigrants over there. I had no idea. I guess Michigan also has opportunities there too. And of course, a lot of immigrants are in Baltimore, those areas. But the most important thing is that you're doing something. You're not one of those persons who are here in America and you come here as Johnny Cake and 5 years after you're still fried dumpling. You're here and you're making moves. Gone, like nobody should be telling me, oh, I am not working. Why? Oh, because I don't have a work permit. And I'm not telling anybody to go and work without authorization to work. I'm not saying that. Not saying that. All right? Nobody with a work permit should tell me that they can't find a job. If you can't find a job in the city that you're at, move. Relocate. If you can't find a job in the city that you're living in, relocate. It's as simple as that. If you cannot find a job in the city that you're located, relocate. Lady Mo, you want to come and tell me a story? You can come. No, come on, Penny. Send me one request. So add you in the box and come tell us your story. Relocate. Like definitely relocate. Relocate. Like definitely relocate.
Hello.
Or go on richness.
Like I tell everybody, I ain't rich. My kids are rich. I ain't rich. I'm just living off of the richness. But, I've been listening to you guys a long time, the whole group. I came to America. It was rough as hell when I came. I didn't have any kids. But I did what I had to do in New York. I clean houses, I babysit. And then I end up with two kids, and then I left and came to Georgia. I did the same thing for years, in and out, without what I needed. But I work my ass off for my kids, make sure they are always right, take care of them. And then it came that both of them did my stuff. One was the money and one was the paperwork. So both of them got together and I got my stuff and I've been working. I don't have to work. They told me they don't need me to work. But when I got my stuff, I went out and started working so I could start building my own little kingdom. They have theirs. So, I'm trying to build my own, but I'm just here to tell somebody don't give up. Don't give up. If you have kids, put what you got to put in your kids, and whatever you got to do for your kids, you do it. You don't pick and choose what kind of job you want. Do what you got to do until you get what you want. And that's my advice to somebody out there. It can happen. For years I thought it wouldn't. I had to wait until my kids could do my stuff, and they did it. And within 2 years my stuff was within 3 months my work permit came through. Within 2 years my green card came through. So keep on going. And I've been listening to you guys for a while. For a long time.
Well, thank you for listening and
Yes.
and thank you for sharing too. People need to understand that you can't just come a foreign and decide that you're gonna just smile and then everything is gonna work out for you. Because if that's the case, I wouldn't be on TikTok with y'all. I'd be rich.
Yep. You gotta work for it. There's ways you can do it. There's ways you can do it. People used to look down on me and stuff like that. But I let them know it's about my children. It's not about me. It's about my children. Getting my children where they need to go. My son is is a Grammy Award winner. Okay? So
Nice.
Grammy. Okay? I'm a
And congratulations, because you did well.
Yes, and I'm a single parent. And when I hear single mother talking about they can't do this and they can't do that, get off your lazy butt and go do something. You can do whatever you put your mind to, whatever, and keep God in your life first and foremost. And make sure you keep your children humble. I used to cook the little I have and go to the shelters and give it away, every week. Sometimes at night, people call, they want food. I wake my children up. Come on, let's go. Let's go carry this package to somebody that needs it. And we need it ourselves, but I was giving up.
Oh yeah.
That I have. So when God see you doing all of that, He's gonna bless you. So I'm blessed now. I'm not in need of anything. I'm not in need or want of anything. So, and I'm still out there working. I went and got 2 jobs, and I'm in school. I don't have to do work, but I told my kids, I'm not gonna sit down.
Right.
So I'm trying to do me now, getting my education and all of that stuff. So, I just want to encourage somebody out there that's sitting down and saying, "Oh, with everything that's going on now, there's a way you could, there's a way. God will
Oh
make
yeah, there's a way.
Yeah.
Listen, a lot of people wouldn't even believe if I say to them, I used to have a cleaning company, right? And I used to clean condos, I used to clean all sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen all sort of things. Like there were days when I don't know how to describe the tiredness,
Oh yes, tell me about it.
because I used to have two, three jobs. I used to have three jobs one
Yep.
time.
I used to be in apartment. My apartment, I finally get myself an apartment. My apartment was $700 a month, and I'm bringing in 130 a week. Tell me how that goes.
Oh wow, that's rough.
Okay, so at
That's
two
rough.
o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm on the street walking with my cleaning bucket, coming from apartments, cleaning at night while the children are sleeping. Put them on the school bus in the morning, go clean. Make sure I'm at the bus stop when they come home. Go home, feed them, put them to sleep, and I'm gone cleaning again in the same complex that I stayed in. So we gotta just
And I hope some people are listening so that they can understand that you might be in a situation right now. It doesn't mean that you're gonna stay there forever.
amen, amen, amen.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you're gonna stay there forever.
Ever.
'Cause-
And whatever job you get. I mean, one time I was working for $130 a week, 5 days a week, and have two kids to take care of, have an apartment to pay, have light bill to pay out of $130 a week. My kids were in sports too. Oh, you understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying I make sure I keep my kids in sports, in school, make sure they're doing what kids supposed to do.
Right.
Well, I take care of that. So now they take care of me. So if you put yourself into your kids, they will do right by you. They will do right by you. And when you teach your kids, if you're struggling, let your kids know you're struggling. Don't let them pretend that you're not struggling. Then they grow up and come out here looking like deer caught in the headlights. So if you can't do something, you let your kids know I can't do it, and they'll understand. So life is not easy.
Listen, I've always said to people, life for me in particular, it has been no crystal stair. Okay, I've worked hard for everything that I have.
Yeah.
Right. And I keep telling people, and you know what that I see a lot in the immigrant community too. Sometimes we don't learn to live within our means, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we want to, like for me, for example, I really want to buy myself a Range Rover, a 2026 Range Rover, or I want to buy myself a Porsche, but I have to live within my means.
Yep, you have
Because-
to. You have to.
Otherwise, we might just have it for 3 months and then them come and take it.
Yep. They will. They will.
So you have to learn to live in your means sometimes.
Yes.
And when I say living in your means, I don't mean to you to be lazy.
No.
That's what I'm saying. You cannot be lazy. You
And please
cannot be lazy.
prioritize what is important. Too many times we out there running the street doing things that we have no business of doing. You don't have certain things. Why you out there acting a fool?
Exactly.
Why you go certain places when you're not supposed to be at certain places because you're not supposed to be,
Lady Mo, can I tell you something? Do you know a lot of immigrants come here and because they want to be in the latest and the hypest, they go on their shoplift?
Yeah, I see that. I afraid police. My family will be laughing. I gotta tell them, me afraid police. Me
Yep.
not take up nothing for nobody.
Yep.
No care how I'm struggling, I would not take up nothing for anybody. No, I'm not. And my kids are grown now. One is 33 and one is 27. My daughter is a Gwinnett County firefighter and she's in nursing school. Okay? So once you take care of them children and let them know, what is what and where they need to be and where they got to do, they will.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody in the live. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've never told a lot of people my story, but it's so much work, so much stuff that I could say, so much stuff that I've been through, but I've never given up. I say, I want to make sure my kids had a life that I didn't have, so just keep on trusting in God and holding on to God, because God who does not lie. If He promised you He's going to do it, He's going to do it.
Oh yeah.
He's going to do it, so you got to keep on doing it.
Oh yeah. Guys, I hope you're listening, and Lady Mo, we thank you for sharing your story. because, and I really hope that somebody out there would kind of, really take heed, really look into their situation, because there's some people out there right now that feels as if they would want to give up. I know that there are people out there right now that they would get on a flight and go back to Jamaica or go back to Trinidad or go back to Barbados or go back to whatever country they're from because they feel as if it's too much.
Amount of time, but I've never thought about that. After I had my kids, I'm like, I got to do what I got to do as a mother. I'm not going to sit down and wait on no man to take care of my kids. My daughter's father died when she was 18 months old. And I've been doing it by my son's father, do what he can do, but I never date. I never bring a man home to my house. I waited till my child went to college before I started dating. Because I didn't want no man in and out of my household with my children. That's another thing we do. Because we don't have this and we don't have that, we find a man thinking the man going to do it for you. No, he's not. He's just there to see what he can do with your child or your children. So, we just
Cam Lloyd said that's how she's feeling right now. Cam Lloyd, I'm happy you're on the live. I'm happy you're listening to Lady Mo. Listen, there's still hope, okay?
Do not give up. I was here 30. I haven't been home in 30 years. Okay?
30.
Okay. So don't you give up, Cam Lloyd. Don't you give up. Where there's a will, there's a way.
30 years.
I have not. I'm going home in December. I'm trying to go home December.
After 30 years.
After 30 years.
You're a foreigner.
Yes, I tell everybody when I go home, I'm going to have to get somebody to take me around. But I got my stuff, and from the time when I got my working permit, I put in so many applications, and I didn't get no job. I went for interviews and no job. And from the time my green card come, I got so much jobs. Now I got 2 jobs. I said I want part-time. I walk in the place. The first day I walk into the school, the second day the lady asked me if I want to be full-time. And I've been there since.
Nice.
And I went there as part-time because I didn't want no full-time job. But God, when God opened up a door, you just have to step in. I don't think that you're worse than anybody else or your story is different from anybody else. It may be different, but you're not worse than nobody else. You're still human being. You still breathe the same breath other people breathe. You still have the same blood running through your veins that they have. So don't belittle yourself. You can do it. I did it. You can do it. I keep telling, especially single mothers, I love to encourage them that you can do it if you set your mind to it. If you sit down and say, no, I can't because I don't have this, because I don't have that, you're not going to go nowhere. You're not going to go nowhere. So thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
You're welcome.
It's my pleasure.
We have to meet up one day now. Meet up one day.
Yes, you need to take me to St. Regis.
One day. One day we may pull up on you in the Lamborghini or the G-Wagon. Which one? Just tell me which one you want to ride in.
Guys, listen. You see, and Lady Mo, tell us. 30 years ago, did you imagine yourself talking like this?
No, just the other day I started driving. I'm driving, and I'm like, Lord, look at you, Lord. Every time I go behind the wheel, I say, look at you, God. I've never seen myself like this. I've never seen my children, them being so successful. That I don't have to, I'm not need or want of anything. When I'm tired of Lawrenceville, I go to the Cula. When I'm tired of the Cula, I come back to Lawrenceville. I'm not in need or want of anything. And I used to sit and say, Lord, I see people have this and people have that. When is it my time? But God does things on His time. I've never seen myself driving. I went and take my driving test. I missed by 1 point. Everybody like, what? I'm like, I don't drive, but you could call me and ask me how to get to where you live, and I could tell you what highway, where back road, where to go. you know, because
Yeah.
I just don't sit around. I took the
Uh-huh.
bus wherever I gotta go. I took the bus. I beg a ride. My daughter was going to college in South Carolina, and I'm in South Carolina every weekend. I beg ride go to South Carolina. I pay the hotel fee or the gas fee just so that I could see my daughter every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And she was playing sports. I'm at all her college games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm begging a ride. I'm paying if I have to pay the hotel for the weekend, I do it. If I have to pay my gas, I do it. So,
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen myself just sitting back and looking now. I'm like, look at God. Look
Mm-hmm.
at God. Who gonna tell me there's not a God? Who's gonna tell me that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Many
No, we.
times, I have apartments and we don't have no lights, we don't have no water, and it's winter time. I wait until night and I go outside and pick up um those little things I drop off the tree, and I put it in the fireplace and light it, and we
This was in
lay
New York.
no down here when I moved
Okay.
down here. And I would light it and we'd lay there on the floor in front of the fireplace. So God can do anything. God can do anything.
And when you said if I should share my story, we think it was just, oh, I came here and I married two times before I could get. But no, you're telling us that there were days when you had no electricity, no nothing, and you had winter and you had to go outside and pick up like tree branches and stuff just to light to get some. These are stuff that we see on the internet. And
Yeah.
we don't know that these stuff are real.
It's real. My daughter plays sports, and we used to leave the house at maybe about 6 o'clock in the morning, and we come back like 2 o'clock in the night, and I had to boil water and throw it in a bucket for her to bathe. You hear me telling you? So I know I could tell anybody. My story is not easy. People see me now, they look at me and they say, "Ooh," but they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
America is not hard, but if you want to make it, you got to make it. You can't sit down and wait on nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
can't sit down and wait on nobody.
Yeah. Honestly, this is very inspiring. It's a very.
Thank you.
I have not been through as much as you have,
Mhm.
but I can say that it's very inspiring. I'm happy that you took the chance to share your story with us, and I'm sure there's much more.
Oh,
Um,
ha. Yes.
I'm sure. I'm positive there's much more. But no, I'm grateful. I do hope that there's somebody on this live that is really um listening to what you're saying. Somebody is sure that they're in a position right now where they feel as if they just go back home. But I think after listening to you today, somebody might really find the hope or the strength that they need to keep pushing on.
Yeah, and that's what, when I say my story, that's what I want somebody to learn from it, somebody to get, encouraged from my story. I'm not boasting. When you see me say, oh, 8 bedroom, I'm not boasting. I'm just thankful for what God has given me. And I'm just telling that to somebody, that somebody can say, oh, that happened for her. It can happen for me. That happened for her son, her daughter. It can happen for me. My daughter is 27. She already bought her own house. 27. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, all things are possible. All things are possible. There's hope. So don't give up on yourself, because God has not given up on you.
Exactly. Exactly. Guys, if you're still on here with us, just help us to tap the screen and share the live. We're trying to go to 50K likes. Lady Mo is sharing her story of when she came to America. She hasn't gone back home in over 30 years, and she's still here. She's still pushing. She's trusting God, and a lot of things have worked out for her now. She's pretty successful. Where she was 30 years ago is not where she is now, and it's only because of hard work. What country are you from, Lady Mo?
I'm from Antigua.
You're from Antigua. Yeah, so from Antigua, you came here, you work hard,
Yeah.
and you're going back to Antigua now. You don't even remember what the
No,
airport looks like.
can't tell you. Can't tell you. And then so for somebody here that has this stuff, there's this. They could they have this thing they call ESS. I don't know if you're in Georgia. They have a thing they call ESS. You can apply there for school, and they hire you in a second. You just have to have your stuff. Once you have your stuff, they hire you in a second. So if anybody on here is in Georgia, ESS, the school, this thing for the school board. So you could do work in the cafeteria. You could be a teacher, whatever you want to be in the school system.
Okay.
You know.
So, guys, if you're in Georgia, I hope you took note of that just now. You know, I tell people the opportunities are out there. You just got to learn about them.
Yep. Yep. You do. So do that. Then that's what there's a lot more, but I just one next day
Yeah.
tell another. So,
Yes. Yes.
but I've been listening to you guys. You what's her name? Chanel. What's her name? Was it Chanel from the ones in Florida? Her name is she's in Florida. Chanel.
Oh, Tremaine, I don't know.
Yeah, she's in Florida with dreads. She does the same stuff you do. She has dreads.
Dreads?
Y'all were on there years ago, about 2 years ago. Y'all were to come on the nights and talk about immigration
Oh, in Florida, and she has dread.
from
Tennille?
Florida. Yeah, Tennille.
Tennille.
Yes.
Yes.
I've been listening to y'all. I was listening to y'all when I didn't have my stuff, and I used to sit there and say, "Lord, my thing was gonna come." But what I do know, what I learned from you guys, people been calling me and asking me questions about immigration.
Yeah.
So dropping hints to people and telling them what they need to do. When I listen to you guys, I pass it on. I pass it on. Because when you with you in the asylum, I was talking to somebody the other day and telling them about the asylum, what I learned from you. When I listen to you. So that's what I do now. So
Yeah.
try to help
Good.
other people.
That's good. Helping others is also a part of the journey. Yeah, it will definitely help you on your journey if you decide that, you know what, I've done it. I've gotten some knowledge. Let me pass on the knowledge to somebody else. That if it could really help them in their in their plans.
That's what it's about. Helping each other, helping one lift one
Yeah.
up, that one lift somebody else up. And we
I
just
actually have a non-profit that I registered. It's called Helping Others to Pursue Excellence. Yeah, that's my non-profit that I registered recently.
Okay.
Helping others to pursue
It's
excellence.
here in Georgia.
I registered it in Florida. Yeah, it's hope, really helping others to pursue excellence. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I need to check it out. Let's see what excellence I can.
Right. But yeah, and guys, I was almost about to say you're watching Profile, and we're talking with Lady Mo as she shared her experience. Profile was a Jamaican, or I think it's still a Jamaican TV show that comes on in the Sunday evening, where you kind of interview people, successful people who would have gone through stuff like you have gone through. And Natasha, maybe I need to start a little immigration profile thing where I invite people to come up and share their story. People would have gone through it, and and they have now made it. They're successful, and they want to share their story to kind of motivate others to move on. Yeah, we're gonna do it. It's Profile.
Yes. I'm your first guest.
Right? You're my first guest. Lady Mo is our first guest, guys, out of Georgia here. She shared her story when she came to the US. She started in New York, and then she said she did all types of jobs in order to survive. When she got her kids, again, she had to push through the cold to make sure that everything was going well for them. And now,
The story, I gotta tell you my story why I moved to Georgia, but that's another day.
yeah, and now she is living in the success that she has built. She's living in the success that she has built. And guess what? I know a lot of you out there with similar stories. I know a lot of you out there who will tell your stories 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 30 years from now to say, you know what, I was on the live, I listened to Lady Mo, and she sticked through it. And because of that, I kept on doing what I was doing, and now I'm driving my Range Rover, or I'm doing whatever the case is. Hey, Ren, thank you for coming on. Certainly, you can talk to me. The number is above my head. It's 850-920-3475. Thank you, Richie Rich, for the roses. But Lady Mo, it's a pleasure connecting with you tonight. I'm not going to take any more of your evening from you. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for watching us. And I look forward to connecting with you again on
Yes, I will.
on this platform,
I
where you
will.
share more of your stories on how you were able to build success in America.
Thank you for having me. God bless you. Thank
My,
you. I love
my,
you. Bye.
bye, my pleasure.
How do I get off?
I'll help you. All right, guys. All right, we'll talk, Ren. Thank guys. That was very inspiring. Lady Mo there, she shared some of her story, just a part of her story, and how she was able to navigate the streets here in the US. I know a lot of you have similar stories. I know a lot of you, are going through some situations right now, and you're wondering if you should really, if you should really be doing this. Honestly, I know that a lot of you are there wondering if you should really doing this. Listen, I talk to people who they are ready to go back home right now. They are ready to go back home because they think it's too much. All right. Yeah. I was never ready to go back home because I knew why I came. Well, I knew why I stayed when I came, and I knew that I had to do what I had to do. So, if you're there and the situation is not looking as bright as you would want it to, don't give up hope. See it? Richard Rich says, never give up, believe and receive. Yeah. Exactly, Arlene. You have to have a plan. You must have a plan. Because if you don't have a plan, then, listen, guys, I put together my 2025 plans last year. And I can tell you, hey, Nordia, I can tell you that I have achieved almost everything on my 2025 plan because I said that I wanted to achieve all of these things. I wanted to achieve all of them, and I worked towards it. How are you doing, Nordia? I bought a house this year. And it wasn't easy. I've been trying to buy a house for the last 3 years. And guess what? My taxes. 1 year I write off too much. The next year I didn't write off so much, but I still wrote off too much. And then this year, what the IRS must it almost $30,000 because I want to make it work. So it's not always as you see it. It's sometimes rough. You might see me talking to you with one pretty wall behind me. I had to work hard to get the pretty wall behind me. Legit. It's not about, it's like things are not going to be served to you on a platter, only on Thanksgiving. But you have to work hard for what you have. And that's why I keep telling you, you see the work list one, uno them with the year with the work permit them and just sit down. Because some of you are work list, because you don't have the work permit, I want to sit down. I don't have the need to go and work for somebody and I'll go and do it in the blink of an eye if I want to achieve something. Yes, Nordia, you can. Yeah, you have to work for it, Lady Mo. You all have to work for it. One of my friends just been arrested by ICE after a green card interview. I'm so sorry to hear that. Did they have a removal order? Nobody wants to wear the sale things. We want to go look for brands. Exactly. They did not have a removal. Did they have like some criminal records or something? La Rubia? It was in San Diego. I'm so sorry to hear. So guys, let me be honest with you. All right, let me be honest with you. In each ICE location, in each USS location, there's one officer that is designated as the ICE liaison, right? And that person has to go through the list of all the people coming in for interviews, right? And if there's somebody on there with a criminal record and there's someone in there with a final order of deportation, they have to send the list to ICE. It's a part of their job. How I know this? I went to an interview at a particular field office, and that's what the officer says. She was actually that person, right? It's a part of their job, so they have to do it. So unfortunately, a lot of you are wondering, how is it that ICE know that they were going to be there? Unfortunately, this is how it is. And so ICE would be there waiting on you because they know that you're going to come in for your interview. I think that invitation was sent in an error. Sorry. So they know, and so they will be there waiting for you. But I'm so sorry. Your friend will need to get an attorney if they don't have one, and the attorney can perhaps explore a bond, for that person. See, no removal order, no criminal record. Yes, and I've been reviewing the statistics. Well, I've heard of some of the statistics, and more than 48% of the people that have been picked up or arrested by ICE that have no prior criminal records or anything. So it depends on how much the immigration judge will put the bond at, right? But you need to get like an attorney who would be able to put together like the motion for bond, and then there's a bond hearing. Attorneys charge anywhere from like $5,000 up to do like bonds for you. It's putting together a detailed and thorough motion, and then once you submit the motion, then there's a hearing, and then they have to go, and then they basically have to plead the case. The government, DHS, they're also going to be sending their attorney who's going to go there to give the judge reasons as to why the bond should not be approved. A lot of the times, the bonds, what they do is they get the judge, and the fact that the judge doesn't have jurisdiction over the cases. So it also depends on like how the person entered the United States and stuff like that. All right. So some of those things are key when you're looking at bond. All right. But I'm so sorry that happened to your friend. Your friend will need to get an attorney. We have one on our team if you want us to refer you. Text us 850-920-3475. Guys, if you're joining us, we have Black Friday sale going on consultations. If you want to book a one-on-one chat with me, $67. You could text us 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. All right. Also on the screen, you could send us a direct message if you just click on the pin button. All right. Guys, thank you so much again for coming on. We're talking U.S. immigration again. Everything we're discussing is for educational resources only. You just heard from Lady Mo, who shared her experience of when she came to the United States many years ago. She actually shared that she is going back home this December after not being home for the last 30 years. Yes, guys, she said it. 30 years that she has not been home for. And I know a lot of you are here. You haven't been home in 2 years, and you're stressed out. But she has not been home in 30 years. Congratulations on all that you've achieved so far, Lady Mo. And thank you so much again for sharing. Again, guys, if you're on the platform, don't give up. All right, do not give up. All right, don't give up. Just keep working hard. Keep focused. All right. Keep remembering why you're doing it. Keep remembering why you're doing it. And not a lot of people go through struggles. I was talking to somebody last week, and they were a little astonished because they could not understand the concept of washing clothes at a river. And I'm like, oh, I used to wash at the river. I used to bathe at the river. There's a river that runs behind my house. And a lot of people didn't understand, like, I was shocked the person didn't understand the concept. So they're like, oh, so when you wash, don't the water get dirty? Or what do you do? And I'm like, the river's flowing. So, everybody's situation is going to be different. And not a lot of people can bear certain stuff. And with that in mind, I also want to encourage you as immigrants here to find somebody to talk to. Get yourself a counselor, get yourself a psychologist, get yourself a psychiatrist if you need one. Find somebody to talk to, because sometimes the things that you're really going through is rough, and sometimes it affects the psyche. So find somebody to talk to. Find somebody to talk to sometimes. Like, I prefer if you find somebody to talk to that can help you to kind of talk through a situation, rather than you make stupid decisions. But yeah, as I said, this evening was kind of to motivate or push some people. Yep. Guys, if you have questions, drop them in the comments. We're still talking U.S. immigration. Again, if you want to do a one-on-one chat with me, the number is 850-920-3475. You can text or call us there. We're also on WhatsApp with that number. But again, you can drop your questions in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Somebody says, when next do you get on? I get on again tomorrow. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. thereabout, I get on. And we will talk more U.S. immigration. I will get off in another 17 minutes, okay? Somebody says, I'll be at my second job tomorrow. Look at all right, Lady Mo. See, guys, Lady Mo is going to be at her second job tomorrow. Even I have a second job too. I just haven't gone there in a long time. Alright guys, keep tapping the screen. We're trying to go to 60k likes, okay? Remember, if you have a question, drop it in the comment section and I'll do my best to answer it. Before we go, again, we're talking U.S. immigration. Everything we're discussing is educational resources. Again, we had a case approved at USS in Philly this morning, marriage-based adjustment, and also... yeah, we were also in court again today individual hearing scheduled for 2029, and then we talk about having that clear 4 or 3 years, clear 4 years to kind of, to prepare to work and set yourself. Because if you know that you're going to have your hearing in 4 years, that is going to decide your fate here in America. You have 4 years to do a lot of stuff. And that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the fact that you could just work and save if you want to just do that. Or you could work, save, and build something back home. Or we talk about the fact that you could also just maybe try to find an additional relief or something. Someone says, what question? You recommend an asylee to take food stamps? No. If you're an immigrant right now and you can do without taking food stamps, please don't. Please do. Anything that any benefit that the government is issuing, please don't. Because now stuff like that is affecting adjustment. Well, as an asylee, and if you're, it wouldn't affect your adjustment, right? But like marriage-based people, yes, it's definitely affecting their adjustment. And I'm not sure if you might change your mind. But definitely, things like those, if you can just leave them alone, then, I'd leave them alone. Guys, again, it's 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Somebody says, what if your wife collects food stamp? If your wife collects food stamp and is going to be adjusting her status, then it may become an issue. All right? It may become an issue. What about the free healthcare? Anything free? No bother with it. Anything that you're getting from the federal government that is free and you're undocumented at this point, leave it alone. All right? That's why we bring people like Mr. Wilson on here that can talk to you guys about getting your own private insurance policies. New York City Care, that's state, right? I know someone on government assistance and got green card today. That's good. I'm totally happy for them. The damn wife right now, but I take some government assistance. So an approved asylee should not get. You can get it. You can, right? You can. But the choice is yours. Do you need it? If you're applying for a green card as an asylee, then it shouldn't be a problem. But if you're applying under a different category, then yes, it would be. Hey, Jamro Carmel, I see you popping your head in. Man, it can. Guys, I need to. What am I going to eat for my dinner? All right. I have like 17 minutes left on here with you guys, so let's talk in the 17 minutes. You made curry, okay. What did I have today? I don't know. What did I eat? Oh, Chick-fil-A, that's all I had. See, I bought the bagels and I didn't make any. What do you think about the new adjustment of status rules proposed by DHS? That's what we're talking about. So, Lady Mo says your house is uptown too. No, my house is not uptown. My house is not uptown, Lady Mo. Let me give you a glimpse, Lady Mo, and you tell me. Just a small glimpse, okay? It's a little messy now, but a small glimpse. You think that's uptown? Lady Mo says Lawrence with uptown. No, sir. That's not uptown at all, Lady Mo. Someone says love it. Someone says giving rich uncle, beautiful. Somebody says he's giving rich uncle. And it not done put together no more look of money. Boy. Life rough. Somebody said, what's up, rich uncle? See, all of my stuff all over the place. Somebody says, you can put mine together. I mean, yeah, if you want me to come put yours together for you, I can. Life looks sweet. Really? Really? Okay, what am I gonna make? Okay, so what am I gonna make? I maybe should just go Publix to buy one eye chicken tender salad. Yeah, man, I that me fi do. But I like no stove tonight. Go Publix to buy one chicken tender salad. What's the update? What update you talking about? So Lady Mo says, who show you for cook? I've been cooking from I was a child, like my father taught me. And I've been cooking from I was a child. Yeah, the salads are so good. Lady Mo, let me show you something else. Now you tell me if it uptown here. What do you think about this? Is it giving uptown vibes? Lady Mo? Uptown vibes? Oh, because I'm doing Thanksgiving, so that's why I have my buffet thing set out already. That's why I have that stuff set out. But is it giving uptown vibes, Lady Mo? So you say, sounds like... sounds like I'm in that Lawrenceville side of you. Sounds like I'm in that Lawrenceville side of you. Somebody says, what? All Jamaicans should at least know how to cook. We can't have the best food in... Exactly. Love it. Someone said, Lord, I miss Public. So where you gone, Marsha? Natasha said, giving rich. Someone asked earlier, I need a bottle of wine. It's giving Christmas. We all coming over there. Everybody coming over? Wine for days. Listen. Oh, you're at Texas. Publix is in Texas. Is it? No. Is Publix in Texas? No. No, Publix is not in Texas. You guys have, what's that, HEB? And one other one? Yeah. So somebody says wine for days. Okay. Alright, so it looked like, say, I finna go to Publix because, see, nobody can, look, nobody does to say, my life rough. Nobody can get me some rose. See them rose, them dead. Jesus. My rose, them dead. Me make so much of the Public tender salad. You did? None in Cincinnati. Listen, the Public tender salad, them good. I'm gonna go and get one right now. Jay says, question sign. What are you asking, Jay? What are you asking? Somebody says, how much rose you want? I need a bouquet. Tell me you're rich without telling me you're rich. Oh, you work at, okay, nice, you work at Publix, nice. Tell me which one I Publix there so me can come get free chicken tender salad. Oh my God. Alright, what do I need to do? Okay, I need to go. Oh, in Lawrenceville, so I forgot to drive all the way come to Lawrenceville for chicken tender salad. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ice Princess. Hey, good to see you, Johnny Cash. They're like, which Publix? They're like, which Publix? Guys, I'm going to show you one more thing in the house before I stop showing you things in the house, okay? And ask your opinion on it. What about my picture frame? Do you all like my picture frame? Do you like my picture frame? Thoughts? My picture frame? Somebody said, yes, rich uncle. Lady Mo. New DHS rules. I want to know what's your point of view on it, please. Yeah, so I was saying to you that the rules, especially when it comes down to public charge, a lot of people are going to be affected because of, like collecting, like the benefits. Like we were talking about it earlier, where some people were asking who can collect food stamps from who can't collect food stamps. So even though, your spouse might be making enough money to sponsor you because they might be taking or might have taken some sort of government benefit in the past, it may affect you not adjusting your status, right? And so that is now something that we would need to start screening for to make sure, that if this comes up as an issue, we're able to deal with it. Somebody said, Uncle, you have to decorate my house. All right. Natasha says your house is very nice. Thank you. And I haven't bought my center table yet because the one that I like is I think it's pretty cheap, right? It's like $189, and I refuse to buy it because I have to pay $90 shipping. Bob the Builder, what's going on, Bob the Builder? Zavi, what's going on, Savvy? Bob the Builder, what's going on? Somebody says, come take us to Publix. Listen, I miss you too. I do, Bob the Builder. I was just showing the people my house, Bob the Builder. I was just showing the people my house. We kind of been on here for a while talking, and I was just showing them around. Alright, so let me show Bob the Builder. So Bob the Builder, they say it's giving rich uncle vibes. They says it's giving rich uncle vibes. And when they look at my picture frame over there, says it's giving rich uncle vibes. Look at the formal dining over there. I have another sitting area and stuff over there too. But it's still putting it together, Bob the Builder. Thank you, Xavier. Alright guys, it has been a marvelous 2 hours talking with y'all. Nice 2 hours talking with all of you. Alright? I'll come on again tomorrow where we talk more US immigration. Again, if you want to do a one-on-one chat with me, you can go ahead and send a text message, 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. It is $67. Black Friday sale, $67 for a consultation right now. All right? $67 Tia for a consultation. Text us 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. All right, guys, thank you so much again for coming on this evening. It was a pleasure connecting with you as we talk U.S. immigration. We will see you again tomorrow. All right, and tomorrow we'll talk some more on the new rules for adjustment of status as it relates to public charge. All right, thank you so much again, guys. I do hope that you enjoy your holidays, and I will see you in Publix. All right, well.